Eric Dane's determination to battle amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, stands as a testament to the unyielding human spirit in the face of one of medicine's most relentless adversaries. Known to millions as the brooding Dr. Mark Sloan from the long-running medical drama Grey's Anatomy, Eric has always portrayed characters who navigate life's most treacherous waters with a mix of vulnerability and resolve. Now, in his own story, he embodies that same resilience, refusing to let the progressive neurodegenerative disease define the end of his narrative. Diagnosed earlier this year, Eric has transformed his personal struggle into a public crusade, not just for his survival, but for the future of his family and countless others living with this unforgiving condition. At 52 years old, Eric's life has been a tapestry woven with high-stakes roles in television and film, from the steamy romances of Euphoria to the intense family dynamics in Blackbird. Yet, nothing has prepared him for the raw, unscripted drama of ALS, a disease that methodically erodes the nerve cells responsible for controlling voluntary muscles. Often called Lou Gehrig's disease after the legendary baseball player who succumbed to it, ALS strikes without mercy, affecting approximately 30,000 people in the United States at any given time. Its symptoms begin subtly, a twitch in the hand, a slight slur in speech, but escalate into paralysis, loss of independence, and ultimately respiratory failure. The average survival post-diagnosis is a harrowing 3 to 5 years, a timeline that Eric is determined to defy. In a poignant video encounter with California Congressman Eric Swalwell on September 29, Eric laid bare his deepest aspirations. Seated in Washington, D.C., surrounded by medical experts and advocates from the I Am ALS organization, he spoke with a voice steady yet laced with emotion. "I want to ring every bell," he declared, his eyes reflecting a father's fierce love. He evoked vivid images of his daughters, Billie Beatrice, now 15, and Georgia Geraldine, 13, children he shares with actress Rebecca Gayheart, his wife of over 2 decades. "I have 2 daughters at home. I want to see them graduate college, get married, maybe have grandkids." The words hung in the air, a simple yet profound manifesto of hope. He paused, then added with unwavering conviction, "I want to be there for all that. So, I'm gonna fight until the last breath on this one." This meeting was more than a personal plea, it was a strategic pivot in the broader war against ALS. Joined by doctors who specialize in neuromuscular disorders and representatives from I Am ALS, a nonprofit founded by ALS patients and their families, Eric advocated for increased federal funding into research and clinical trials. The conversation delved into the systemic barriers that plague the ALS community, delayed diagnoses that can stretch for months or even years, often misattributed to stress or aging. ALS is the last thing they want to diagnose anybody with, Eric lamented. It so often takes all this time for these people to be diagnosed. Well, then it precludes them from being part of these clinical trials. He highlighted the transformative potential of the Act for ALS, a legislative measure that expands access to experimental treatments, ensuring that more patients can participate regardless of how late their diagnosis comes. This act, he explained, democratizes hope, broadening the gateway to therapies that might otherwise remain locked behind bureaucratic red tape. Eric's journey with ALS began publicly in April, when he first disclosed his condition to the world. The revelation came as a shock to fans who had watched him command screens with effortless charisma. But in the months since, Eric has peeled back the layers of his experience, revealing not just the physical toll but the emotional undercurrents. In a tearful June interview with Good Morning America, he confronted the anger simmering beneath his resolve. "I'm angry because my father was taken from me when I was young, and there's a very good chance I'm going to be taken from my girls while they're very young," he admitted, his voice cracking under the weight of generational grief. His father, William Melvin Dane, passed away from cancer when Eric was just 18, leaving a void that echoes in his current fears. Yet even in that raw vulnerability, Eric pivoted to purpose. "At the end of the day, I just want to spend time with my family and work a little bit if I can." Family has always been the anchor in Eric's life. Married to Rebecca since 2004, their partnership has weathered Hollywood's storms, from paparazzi scrutiny to the relentless demands of dual acting careers. Rebecca, known for her roles in Scream 2 and Jawbreaker, has been a pillar of strength, often sharing glimpses of their blended life on social media. Their daughters, Billie and Georgia, have grown up in the spotlight's gentle glow, occasionally dipping into their parents' world with cameos in films like Random Hearts. Now, as teenagers navigating the cusp of adulthood, they face a reality no child should: a father's uncertain tomorrow. Eric's advocacy isn't abstract, it's fueled by the everyday milestones he cherishes: The school plays, the late-night talks, the shared laughter over family dinners. His vow to ring every bell is a promise to be present for these moments, to etch his love into their memories indelibly. Professionally, Eric refuses to fade into the background. Despite the disease's encroachment, he continues to work, channeling his energy into projects that resonate with his depth as an actor. In June, speaking to News, he exuded an infectious optimism. "I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off." He described the dualities of his days, the physical setbacks interspersed with bursts of vitality. "I feel great when I'm at work. Of course there have been some sort of setbacks, but I feel pretty good. My spirit is always pretty buoyant, so at the end of the day that's all that matters." This buoyancy isn't denial, it's defiance. ALS may steal motor function, but it cannot dim the spark that has made Eric a beloved figure in entertainment. The broader context of ALS research underscores the urgency of Eric's mission. Current treatments, like riluzole and edaravone, offer modest extensions of life, mere months in some cases, but breakthroughs remain elusive. Organizations like I Am ALS, which Eric champions, push for accelerated drug development, emphasizing the need for biomarkers that could enable earlier detection. Congressman Swalwell, a vocal ally in Congress, has co-sponsored bills aimed at funneling millions into the National Institutes of Health's ALS portfolio. Their DC dialogue highlighted success stories, patients who, through expanded trials, have gained years of quality life. Yet, challenges persist. Funding lags behind more glamorous diseases like cancer, and the rarity of ALS, only 5,000 new cases annually in the U.S., often relegates it to the margins of medical priority. Eric's absence from the 2025 Emmys last month marked a poignant footnote in his story. Nominated for his presentation role, he chose to prioritize health and family over the glamour. It was a decision that spoke volumes about his shifting priorities, a quiet rebellion against the industry's relentless pace. Instead, he turned his gaze to Washington, trading red carpets for Capitol Hill corridors. This trip wasn't just symbolic, it was substantive.